Now on YouTube, it's time for some alternative commentary action with the Commentary Hub.
It's headed by Marina, and it's 2-1 to Arsenal.
Look at that pass! Goal for Manchester City!
Takes this corner, whips it in, it's headed and it's a goal, and it's that man, Gabriel.
Liverpool have equalised. Lovely improvisational touch from Curtis Jones.
Oh, what a goal! Wow, take it out! Hello and welcome to the Commentary Hub's coverage of the first of the two FA Cup semi-finals we're going to have it for you this weekend. It's semi-final weekend. We're at Wembley for the first semi-final between Manchester City and Southampton. I'm Wes Brennan and I'm your match day host and the producer for today's stream. We have got our good friend Nicholas Jones standing by to give us the important team news and guide you through what's going to be, or should be, should I say, a really good game of football here. A lot of people who I've been speaking to in the build-up to this game today are expecting Manchester City to come out on top in the FA Cup semi-final, but do not count out Southampton, because the Saints, let me tell you, they have been unbeaten in 20 matches across all competitions, and I can tell you that does include them beating Arsenal, who have in midweek slipped to second in the Premier League. They're taking on the Newcastle United this evening at 5:30. We'll keep you updated with that at half-time and full-time of our programme today. But our main match and our main focus is this game today. It's Manchester City against Southampton, and the man to give you all the team news at the kick-off is another new match day commentator, Nicholas Jones.
Thanks, Ross. Good afternoon. And Manchester City going for the starting 11, including with James Trafford in goal instead of Gianluigi Donnarumma. Regular captain Bernardo Silva has been dropped to the bench, and his place will be taken by John Stones. And also in will be Nathan, and also in is Nunes and Kovacic, Gonzalez, Foden, Reinders, Czeki and Marmoush, as you can see on the screen. And Southampton, Daniel Peretz is in goal. Taylor Harwood-Bellis is the captain, because regular captain Jack Stevens is out after he sustained a strain in the warm-up in last week's match. So, and Ross Stewart starts up front for Southampton, and he actually scored at Wembley last time he was there in Wycombe Wanderers in Sunderland's victory over Wycombe Wanderers, I should say, a game I commentated on, funnily enough. So, and our match officials, we have Craig Pawson as the referee, with Lee Betts and Matthew Wilkes as the assistant, with Barry Hallam as the fourth official. And VAR is Tony Harrington, and his assistant VAR is Edward Smart. So that's everyone. So that's the teams and the match officials all set for the game. And it's a beautiful day at Wembley Stadium, Russ, and Tonda Eckert, as you say, 20 games unbeaten under him. And I have to say, Russ, he was very calm and composed during the pre-match press conference. We're just waiting for. Was about to ask Russ a question, but he's not listening. But he doesn't want to talk at the moment. Anyway, in terms of head-to-head, Manchester City 42 against Southampton 33, and they've drawn 28 times. Their last meeting was 0-0. Manchester City have the strongest win percentage of 40.78 against Southampton's 32.4. Head-to-head streak 3-1, and Manchester City currently leading the Premier League, and Southampton fourth in the Championship, eyeing promotion. Southampton, as ever, wearing their commemorative strip, as permitted by the FA, to commemorate their 50th anniversary of winning the FA Cup in 1976. So as we see it, the game is getting ready to kick off, as everyone counts down to the semi-final. Away we go then for the Emirates FA Cup semi-final between Manchester City and Southampton. And an early possession for Manchester City. That was with John Stones, and the ball has been passed back down to number 8, to I believe that was Kovacic. Now on the ball is Ake, who's just over the halfway line. Back towards Ake. That was through Kovacic. Now on the ball back is Stones. Manchester City with the early possession though. Southampton still trying to. Southampton haven't had a touch of the ball yet, but Ake now passing down the wing to the number 21 player. That might I couldn't really see who that was. That might have been Nunez. Another ball has been taken by Southampton through number 13, Leo Scienza. Now it's with Finn Azaz, the Republic of Ireland international, back with Scienza. And yes, the number 27 player was indeed Matheus Nunes. Southampton are playing the ball to our right, and Manchester City playing the ball to our left. And a minute and a half in, Manchester City 0, Southampton 0, and City back in play with the ball. It's Ake. Up the wing to Reinders. Reinders back with Stones. Southampton looking to close the ball. And I think one of the players with an eye on the ball was Cameron Bragg. In the pre-match press conference, Tom de Eckert said he has really improved and matured all season. Manchester City have the ball on the far side. The ball now being passed down to Nico O'Reilly. Yes, it is O'Reilly. Now on the ball is back. Now back on the ball is Ake. Ake to John Stones. Still with Manchester City. Now the ball has been passed back down to Tijani Reinders. Stones. City doing all they can to try and catch Southampton out. It was Cherky. Stones down the wing to that might have been to Marmoush. Now the ball is with Ait Nouri. It's Ait Nouri. Reinders to Matheus Nunes. Apologies for the Manchester City starting lineups appearing on the graphics. It doesn't seem to be quite right. I notice Ait Nouri isn't included, but I can see him in person. But I can see him in the flash. Now back on the ball is Nunez. Nunez trying to get through what looked to be Scienza for Southampton. That's a bit of a cagey affair at the moment. And now on the ball, and the ball about to be crossed into the penalty area, but a well-timed block from Wellington. Wellington starting in the far left. Good choice by Eckhart, but throw into Manchester City. The ball now being passed to Cherky. It's Cherky to Stones. Passes back towards Turkey. And now on the ball is Omar Mamouche. He's inside the penalty area. Reinders. Good block from Daniel Pellets. He's still in the penalty area. Cleared away by Southampton. But the ball was offside according to the assistant referee. We'll try and piece together what happens. And according to the pictures, it looked as though Marmouche was offside, and I'm starting to think he was, but Reinders with the initial attack defended really well by Peretz, the Israel international. 5 minutes in, it's still Manchester City 0, Southampton 0. And Pep Guardiola knows that this is not going to be as straightforward as many would be led to believe. However, Manchester City on top in terms of possession, 94% compared to Southampton 6, as that was Cameron Bragg. Bragg up the wing to Scienza. Scienza gives it away to Manchester City, although going after the ball was Ross Stewart. But the ball has been nicked by Manchester City. Ake to James Trafford, back towards Ake. So Ake now in, and the ball, and I'm still yet. And yes, and confirmation that the graphic has been updated from my producer Russ. That is great news. That Ait Nouri is now included. So on the ball is Kovacic. Kovacic towards Ait Nouri. It's Ait Nouri just outside the 18-yard box. Now back towards Ryan Cherky. Cherky doing really well, having to hold off Stewart. Stones back towards Nico Gonzalez. Stones. Now the ball goes up towards Nunes. Reinders. Back towards Nunes. Now Reinders. Looking to send it into the 18-yard box, but clips away. But might have been by Wellington. Well, we might need to have another look, but it appears we're not going to. And Manchester City have a corner after 7 minutes. So the first corner of this FA Cup semi-final, and a crucial one. And this is also a crucial day for Southampton. I forgot to add that they were last in the final in 2003. Foden to take the corner for City. The ball goes into the 18-yard box. Ake almost took it, but defended really well by Taylor Harwood-Bellis, and Ake was able to retake it for Manchester City. Now on the ball is Ryan Cherky. Cherky to Stones. Stones back down towards Cherky, and Cherky almost tackled by Finn Azaz. Manchester City hold on, and now Azaz takes the ball for Southampton. He's over the halfway line. Up front to Leo Scienza. Scienza to Kasper Yander. Almost retaken by Finazaz. That looked like a decent attack by Southampton, but Manchester City just held them off in the final, in their defensive third. It's back now with Taylor Harwood-Bellis. Harwood-Bellis to Nathan Wood. Back now with Harwood-Bellis. Harwood-Bellis passes to Cameron Bragg, and it's Bragg with the ball right now. Back towards Harwood-Bellis. It's Kovacic. Kovacic to Stones. Ake. The ball going in and out of the centre circle, but it's over the halfway line to Foden. Foden back towards Ake. Now at the wing to that might have been Nico Gonzalez. Gonzalez to Nunes. Back with Gonzalez. It's actually Stones. Stones to Gonzalez. Southampton almost take it. The closest player was Bragg. And the ball goes down the wing to Ait Nouri. Ait Nouri was aiming for Foden, but closed down really effectively by Southampton. Now on the ball is Azaz. Azaz to Nathan Wood. Headed by Ake. Southampton retake. That looked like it was almost an attack from Southampton, and indeed it is. As on the ball is Tom Fellows into the 18-yard box towards Ross Stewart. Ross Stewart brought down inside the penalty area. In fact, it was Yanda. And I feel that after 10 minutes, despite the score being still 0-0, things are starting to hot up, just like the sun at Wembley. That was a foul, but the referee waved the decision away, and now it's Omar Mamouche for Manchester City. The goal is almost exposed, but neatly deflected by Wood. And could we have another corner out of this? Omar Mamouche looked like he was about to be ruled as offside. Had he scored, I feel it would have been offside, but Wood did well. But Wood did well with the deflection, and nice use of the right foot by the Southampton number 15. Play still goes on. It's still 0-0, and now on the ball for Southampton is Yanda. Yanda to Bragg. Now back with Wood. Harwood Bellis. Harwood Bellis was a former Manchester City academy player, so he's doing really well against his former club, and he passes back to the goalkeeper Peretz, although he had to watch out because Mamouche looked like he was going to take it off him, and now it's Azaz for Southampton. Could Southampton get in front? And the ball goes in, courtesy of the number 13, Leo Scienza, but hold it. The offside flag has gone up. It will not count. VAR might come into this, but to me it looks very convincing. Although, judging by what I'm seeing on the picture, Scienza was almost certainly offside. I jumped to conclusions, and we are still waiting for an official goal. On the ball is Harwood Bellis. That was good use of the body to keep the ball away from Ait Nouri, but Manchester City have it back. Cherky to Gonzalez. Now back with Gonzalez. Gonzalez to Reinders. Reinders up the wing to Stones. Stones back towards Gonzalez. Gonzalez now aiming for Phil Foden, but good tackle by James Bree. Manchester City looking to take it back, which they do through Kovacic. Kovacic off the feet of Gonzalez towards Ake. It's Nathan Ake for Manchester City. He passes out of the centre circle to Stones. Stones to Nunez. Now it's with Reinders. Reinders to Cherky. Bounces off Azaz as Southampton retake it through Scienza. Tripped up by Reinders, a foul, but play goes on. To me, that was just a normal incident. And so after just over 13 and a half minutes, it's still Manchester City 0, Southampton 0. And the clock on our graphics screen appears to have stopped working. But don't worry, I'll be your eyes and ears, and keep an eye on the time as it looks to be a throw-in for Manchester City. In fact, it was Southampton. My apologies. As it's Bree to Azaz. My producer assures me that the clock is still working. It must be on my end, as it's Nunez trips up Skyenter, but just a normal incident. Gonzalez to Reinders, Nunez. Now the ball is with Kovacic down the wing to Ake did well to pass back to Kovacic. He knew that Azaz was lurking. It's Omar Marmoush to Nunez. Does well to get around Wellington. The ball is now back with Stones. City do not want to let this ball go. Kovacic up the wing towards Nunez. Now into the penalty area. Marmoush brought down, but play still goes on. And another incident in the penalty area that was involving Bree and Ait Nouri. But again, the referee says play on. Ake with the header. Given to Ait Nouri. Ait Nouri towards Kovacic. Kovacic now inside the 18-yard box. Pass to Marmoush, deflected away. And out it goes for a throw-in. Good use of deflection by Southampton inside their defensive third. Pep Guardiola walking around the pitch, looking a bit disgruntled. You'd have expected Manchester City to be in front by now, but Southampton doing well to hold them off. Erling Haaland, one of the star players on the substitutes bench. Will he get a look in the second half? Only time will tell. As Nunez is over the halfway line inside City's defensive third, and in the last 5 minutes, Southampton have had more possession of the ball, 64%, in comparison to Manchester City's 36%. And the ball is being passed away from Trafford to Ake. Crossing the ball forward over the halfway line. And it's now with Omar Marmoush. He's inside the 18-yard box. He's got to score from here. Tackled by Southampton. Ait Nouri back towards Marmoush. Marmoush to Kovacic. It's Ait Nouri. Now it's with Ryan Cherki. Manchester City just outside the 18-yard box. Good defensive work by Southampton. Wellington passing to Wood, but almost given away to Foden. Good clearance by Daniel Perez. The ball's now over the halfway line and back with Stones. Stones does a long pass to Trafford. Trafford to Ake. And it's Ake to Mateo Kovacic. Kovacic now. It's back towards Ake. Ake to Reinders. The ball still just the right side of the centre circle. Now it's back with John Stones. Stones loses the ball to Southampton and Wellington. Now it's with Skyenter. Skyenter given away to Manchester City. Now on the ball is Ryan Cherki. It's Cherki. Was aiming for Marmoush, but was a well-timed defensive wall from Southampton, and that included Wellington, Harwood Bellis and Wood. Southampton fans in the stands enjoying this one as Manchester City get ready to take the throw. And taking the throw, the ball is thrown to Marmoush, but given away to Skyenter for Southampton. Nunez tries to retake, but it's headed by Bellis. Ake, I should say. Ake to Cherki. He's under pressure from Wellington. Right decision, clears it forward to Stones. Stones to Mateo Kovacic. Kovacic inside the 18-yard box. He's aiming for the goal, but he's just wide. That is the closest that Manchester City have come to scoring. Guardiola has his hands on his head. He can't believe it. The fans can't believe it. There might have been intervention from Southampton inside the penalty area, but I have to say that Mateo Kovacic was just unlucky. 19 and a half minutes have been played. It's still Manchester City 0, Southampton 0. And one of the Gallagher brothers inside the stadium that might have been Noel Gallagher, as Wellington plays the ball forward for Southampton, was aiming for Azaz by the looks of it, but well-timed defence from Manchester City, and it's over the line for a throw. Dealt with quickly by James Bree. Bree to Harwood Bellis over the halfway line towards Wood. Wood to number 48. That was Cameron Bragg. Now it's back with Wellington. Wellington up the wing to Bree. Bree to Cameron Bragg. Bragg passing back towards Wood, and now on the ball was Casper Yander. Yander, Harwood Bellis. The ball was being aimed for James Bree. Was he offside? I can't tell. Southampton still not giving up with the ball, and it's gone over the line. Well, for the past couple of minutes, things have really started becoming interesting. Both sides searching for goals, but to me it's Southampton. But to me it looks to have been Southampton that have turned up the wick. So now on the ball is Reinders. Reinders to Kovacic over the halfway line, passing to Nunez. Back towards Kovacic. Bree retaken by Bragg. Harwood Bellis to Wood. Now up the wing to Wellington. Wellington played the ball forward to Scienza. Scienza crosses into the 18-yard box, headed over the line by Ross Stewart. But the offside flag was up anyway, so never mind. And Scienza caught out by the offside flag again, it would seem. And that was it. And but I beg your pardon, there was no offside, but a free kick to Manchester City. Don't forget, coming up tomorrow, it's Chelsea against Leeds United. We will be there on the TC Hub as and the game kicks off at 3 o'clock. So now back on the ball for Manchester City is Gonzalez. Gonzalez to Cherky. Now it's Nunez. Reinders on the far side of the penalty area. He has to pass back. The ball ends up at the feet of Stones. And it's John Stones for Manchester City. Passing to Foden. Now Ryan Ait-Nouri. Ait-Nouri doing really well to hold off Bragg. He passes back to Gonzalez. Gonzalez to Foden. Foden. Ryan Cherky. The ball is kept inside the penalty area, cleared away by Southampton. And it goes as far as their stopper, Pedet. But actually no, it went as far as the Manchester City goalkeeper, Trafford. I apologise, but now it's back with Stones. Stones to Gonzalez. Gonzalez passing back towards Trafford. And just to catch our breath, after 23 and a half minutes, it's still Manchester City 0, Southampton 0. And as we pay attention, it's Trafford. The ball goes up the wing to Nunez. And so Mateus Nunez, lovely diving header by Harwood Bellis. Whilst it wasn't passed to another player, it was an effective diving header. It was an effective diving header anyway. To go over the line, you don't see many diving headers these days. and that is a proper old school move. But in any case, a free kick to Southampton, and that will be taken by Wellington. Wellington, the ball is just over the halfway line. It's almost within sight of Southampton's attacking third. The ball is cleared forward towards Ross Stewart. Ross Stewart, but bundled down by Cherky was a Southampton player. That might have been Bree, and on closer inspection it was Cameron Bragg, or was it? No, I'm having to correct myself again. It's Tom Fellows. Tom Fellows, one of the forwards, along with Stewart and Azaz. And the skyline at Wembley looks beautiful today, as Southampton once again have a free kick. Will it be Wellington that will take the free kick? Trafford composing himself inside the goal area. We're waiting for the referee's whistle. Fellows pushed away out of the bit. A bit of a goal update in the Premier League. We'll let you know in good time. And Wellington with the free kick towards Harwood Bellis, but taken away by Manchester City. It's Omar Marmoush. Marmoush gets tangled up with Cameron Bragg, but the referee waves the red card away. And as we pause for this lull in play, Arsenal leading 1-0 against Newcastle United. Emery Chiese scored in the 9th minute. Throw in by Southampton to Harwood Bellis. It's Harwood Bellis to Wood. Wood back towards Bragg. Now it's with Wood again. Wood back towards Harwood Bellis, and now a quick pass back to Perret. Southampton have been knocked out of 9 of their FA Cup semi-final matches, including their recent semi-final in 2021 when they lost to Leicester City. I will mention something else a bit later, as and when I've got time. But it's Bree to Tom Fellows. Tom Fellows dancing around Phil Foden, doing really well to keep the ball off Manchester City. Now it's a back pass to Harwood Bellis. Harwood Bellis to Wood. Wood to Wellington. Now back Wood to Wellington. Now back with Yanda. Yanda to Azaz. And now going straight for it is Bree. Bree looking for Stewart, but defended by Manchester City. Good interception by Kovacic. But the ball goes over the line, and it will be a throw to Southampton. And the fans believe, according to Tonda Eckert, is what may have got them this far. And so it's Perret, but the ball is given away to Manchester City, retaken by Southampton with Yanda to Wood. And Wood passing back towards Yanda. It's Cameron Bragg. Now it's with Leo Scienza. Scienza was aiming for Azaz, but blocked by Manchester City. Southampton retake the ball. Down the wing it goes to Tom Fellows. Fellows pushed to the ground by Ait Nouri. And play has been stopped because of the foul by Ait Nouri. And that looked pretty dangerous. That looked pretty dangerous to me. I think he should have been given a yellow card, and I'm pretty sure Tonda Eckert will be thinking just the same. So getting ready to take the free kick will be Southampton, and the number 13 Scienza. Unlucky, not today it seems, as Scienza. No, it's actually Bree I should say. And so it's Bree in towards the 18-yard box. Southampton almost had a chance. But Harwood Bellis didn't react in time. And he should have made a bit more of a run for it. Should have grabbed it when he had the chance. But no, it still remains Manchester City 0, Southampton 0. Pass out of goal by Trafford towards Ake. Ake on the near side of the penalty area. He passes to Gonzalez. Did well to keep Bragg at bay. Back now with John Stones. Stones down the wing to Mateo Kovacic, who's on the near side. And it's Kovacic. Kovacic thought it was going to go to Gonzalez, but it's actually been passed up to Jones. Jones to Mateus Nunes. Stones, I should say, towards Nunes. Gonzalez doing well to keep the ball away from Stewart. Gonzalez still managed to hold on. He passes to Ryan Cherky. Cherky, Reinders. Now it's with Nunes. The ball being passed around. Took back towards Stones. Stones. Gonzalez towards Reinders. Now it's with Mateus Nunes. Nunes. Wellington trying to intimidate him. Ball is almost given away, but Manchester City do well to hold on. Gonzalez to Nunes. Southampton almost tackle, but the Sky Blues still hold on. Going over the ball is Ross Stewart, but well held by Reinders. Kovacic, or should that be Stones? Stones to Gonzalez. Gonzalez down the wing to Kovacic. Kovacic just over the halfway line. He's on the edge of Manchester City's attacking third. So Kovacic was aiming for Marmoush, but good defending by Southampton. And now it's Ake trying to get to the ball, but it goes as far as Trafford. And what a frenetic last few minutes it has been. But there is still a long way to go. As we are now some 13 minutes from half time. So Manchester City retake the ball back through Foden. Foden to Ait Nouri, and it's Ait Nouri back towards Kovacic. Both are on the near side, but Kovacic passing the ball further up the wing to Reinders, almost pushed by Stewart. Stones does well to hold on to the ball. It goes over the halfway line. Now back into the Southampton side, I should say, as Pep Guardiola giving his instructions from the touchline. A bit more animated. Tonda Eckert still appears to be very calm, and Ross saying Southampton doing well to keep Manchester City at bay. In my opinion, my thoughts exactly. But that was a recent attack by Manchester City gone awry there, as might have been deflected off another player. So it could well be a throw-in to be taken by Ait Nouri. Both managers scratching their beards in thoughts. And I apologise, it's actually going to be Bree with the throw. James Bree throws, but given away to Phil Foden. Foden outside towards John Stones. It's Stones to Nico Gonzalez. Nico Gonzalez with the ball for Manchester City. Now passing back to Ake. Ake to Gonzalez. Gonzalez inside the centre circle. Was almost intimidated by Bragg. The ball goes up the field though to Nunes, back towards Reinders. Reinders, Stones, now Gonzalez. Gonzalez outside the centre circle. It's now with Kovacic. The ball is down with Marmoush. Can he score? No! Blocked by Daniel Perez. And this echoes mine and Ross's sentiments that Southampton doing really well to keep Manchester City at bay. But City are far from done. It's Ryan Cherki. Cherki to Gonzalez. Now the ball is with Kovacic, back with Gonzalez. Gonzalez to Stones, and Stones crossing into the penalty area. Bicycle kick from Omar Marmoush, but it doesn't go in. And I have to correct myself, it was Reinders. Reinders was too far away from the goal area. Mistimed it, actually. But was a good effort nonetheless. 10 minutes to go until half-time. It's still Manchester City 0, Southampton 0. As the waiting dignitaries and guests watch on, Katarina, that looked to me like Katarina Liebhaar, who is a part-time owner, who is actually part owner of Southampton. So now it's with Matheus Nunes. Matheus Nunes to John Stones. And it's Stones passing down the wing to Gonzalez inside the centre circle. Now just outside the centre circle is Kovacic. Kovacic to Marmoush, but defended by Southampton. Given back to Manchester City, and going down quite slowly was Kovacic, even though he did well to hold on to the ball. Kovacic has it again though, and it's now with Ryan Ait-Nouri. Trying to get around Tom Fellows, but Fellows takes the ball back for Southampton. Ball is still on the near side. Bree, nice with Wood. Wood keeps it out of the goal, but it's given away to Manchester City, and it goes out of play for a throw. So it's still looking fairly frenetic. We could well go to extra time the way things are going, and we could even have penalties. The Southampton fans looking fairly relaxed as James Bree gets ready to take the throw for 8. And he throws. Good header by Ake, but it's over the line. Nearly collects the near side pit camera. But no real harm done. And it will be Bree to take the throw in again for Southampton. Bree stands poised, throws, and the ball goes as far as Wellington. So it's Wellington to Yanda. Yanda, Wood, or should that be Harwood Bellis? Harwood Bellis up the wing to Wood, almost taken by Cherki. Wellington, Wood again. Wood passing wisely to Perez. Nice with Bree. Bree tries to cross it forward, was almost taken by Ake, but now it's back with Fellows. Fellows holding off Marmoush and Gonzalez. Azaz to Wellington. Wellington, nice with Leo Scienza. Scienza doing well to keep the ball moving for Southampton. Passes rapidly to Fellows. Fellows to James Bree, just outside the penalty area. The ball's still in Southampton's attacking third. Kept out, but the Saints are far from finished. Wood up the wing to Wellington, and Wellington down towards Azaz, but kept out by Stones. It's Nunes, back to Stones, almost tackled by Azaz. Yanda, the ball has been retaken by Manchester City, and now on the attack is Mateo Kovacic. He's now on the near side. He's into Manchester City's attacking third. It's Ait-Nouri. Ait-Nouri back to Kovacic. Kovacic towards Phil Foden. Now back with Kovacic. Kovacic to Gonzalez. Gonzalez with Foden. Gonzalez crossing the ball up the wing to Nunes. Nunes on the far side has to be wary of Wellington. Passes to Gonzalez. Gonzalez to Kovacic. And Kovacic lobs the ball into the penalty area. But everyone misses. Southampton can breathe once again. That looked like good defensive work by Wellington. And the ball is now about to be rolled out by Daniel Perez. And the Manchester City supporters appear to be more tense than the Southampton lot. But the first half for me is definitely Southampton's, and Omar Mamouche is down on the ground. No, it's Nunes. Nunes is down. So the referee signalling for the Manchester City physios to come and see what's up. Stones and Mamouche come to check on the situation as well. So could we have an early substitution? We might well do. As one of the substitute players gets ready to possibly come on, we will let you know who it is. We'll let you know who it is if and when he comes. But so the physio's feeling his legs. He is moving, but our main concern is for Nunes at the moment, as we hope that it is nothing too serious. As Guardiola gathers the team around, and they take advantage of the chance to have a bit of a break, a drink, as they listen to their gaffer. And I'm being told that it could be Kusanov that's going to come on, and Kusanov being held back by Pep Guardiola, possibly being told to wait his turn. As Cameron Bragg has a bit of a chat with Tonda Eckert. Tonda Eckert, I must say he's been so calm and well organised throughout this game, as what looks to be Alexander Kusanov getting ready to perhaps come on. Nunes still feeling his legs. It looks as though he won't be able to play any longer. Scienza checks, asked to see if he is all right. Even in times like this, despite rivalries, sportsmanship and friendliness is still valued in football. As Kusanov still doing a bit of warm-ups here and there. The ball now cleared out of the goal by Perez, so the game does resume. And Nunes could well be carrying on until half-time. It's Wood to Wellington, and now the ball is with Foden. Although we could well have extended have added on time because of what happened to Nunes. Foden tripped by what looked to be Tom Fellows. Anyway, it's Kovacic to Reinders. Now back with Kovacic. Mamouche back now with Kovacic. Reinders. Now it's with Nunes. He is indeed going to carry on playing. Should be taken off at half time at least. And so Kovacic passing to Ake. Ake now to Ryan Ait-Nouri. Ake to Kovacic. Now back up the wing to Now back at the wing to Stones inside the centre circle, but it goes outside the centre circle. And now it's being pressed up the wing to Ryan Cherky. Cherky to Foden! And Foden brought down! Is there going to be a penalty out of this? Foden looks momentarily stunned. I don't think this is penalty worthy, and it's only going to be a goal kick, which is the right decision in my view. Headed by Ake, given away to Southampton. That is Bragg to Fellows and Bree. Although Bree appears to have taken a City player down. It's back with Gonzalez. Gonzalez just outside the 18-yard box. Passes to Tijani Reinders. Reinders to Ait Nouri. The ball's still inside. Manchester City's attacking third. Cherky having to go around Stewart's. Ball pass to Stones. At the wing it goes to Mateus Nunes. Nunes to Reinders. Now back with Stones. Stones, Cherky, Foden. Ait Nouri, I should say. Ait Nouri to Gonzalez. Down the wing it goes. 2 minutes have been added on, I've just seen. So it's Ait Nouri. Ait Nouri for Manchester City. Back towards Gonzalez. The ball now being crossed forward to Ryan Cherky. And it's Cherky still trying to hold on, but dispossessed by Wellington, and he dispossesses Wellington in return. A foul. It's been decided by the referee, and I have to say, I'm kind of 50-50. It will become clearer once I have a look at it from more angles. But very disappointing for Ryan Ait Nouri towards the end. Or should that be Cherky towards the end? He could have got the Manchester City opening goal, but he was denied. And with around 30 seconds to go, an opening goal in the first half is looking very unlikely now. It'll be all down to the second 45 minutes and possibly extra time. As Nunes throws to John Stones, and Stones passing to Trafford to Ake. Ake still on the near side. He passes to Kovacic to Nico Gonzalez. Gonzalez up the wing to Nunes, but it doesn't matter. It's half time at Wembley Stadium. The Southampton fans have really enjoyed this. Did really well to keep Manchester City at bay. They had a couple of chances themselves, but what has really counted for them was keeping Manchester City away from their goal area. City, they've not had the best of first halves, in my opinion. Will things change in the second half? Only time will tell. Half time at Wembley Stadium in the Emirates FA Cup semi-final. Manchester City 0, Southampton 0.
Thank you very much there to Nicholas Jones, who is with us today for this FA Cup semi-final. We will be bringing you the coverage of this FA Cup semi-final, where it is at half-time, as he just mentioned there. Manchester City 0, Southampton 0 at Wembley Stadium. And make sure you stay locked in and locked on with us here for this FA Cup encounter. Nicholas is just off for his breaking up. We're with him before the second half starts. Well, we are at a break. We'll give you some half-time, we'll give you some full-time scores and the latest score in the Premier League for this weekend thus far, and also give you the scores from the other matches as well, including games in the National League, which will mean a team has been promoted to the Football League, the first team on the channel, to give you some National League scores. Let's look at the Premier League scores then this weekend. In the Premier League, it is not week number 32, I don't believe. I think we're past that now, coming up towards the business end of the season. That just a error on there. We'll update that for you as well. But the scores are correct. We've double checked those for you. But we are into match week number 34 in the Premier League rather than match week 32. And on Friday night, it finished Sunderland 0, Nottingham Forest 5 in the Premier League. On Saturday afternoon, it finished Fulham 1, Aston Villa 0. It's Liverpool 3, Crystal Palace 1. West Ham United 2, Everton 1. A late winner there for West Ham. Everton had levelled initially in that game. And a big result down at the bottom end of the Premier League table. Tottenham Hotspur have beaten already relegated Wolverhampton Wanderers to keep up the pace of the Premier League title race, which will go down to probably the final day, probably even down to the final day of the season between West Ham and Spurs. Still goes down in the Premier League after that win from Nottingham Forest and the Leeds pointed midweek away to Bournemouth. Probably see those two survive. Monday night football from the Premier League is Manchester United against Brentford. Let's go into the Championship then, and we have got some results in the Championship. Week number 45, so the next weekend is the final weekend of the Championship season. Leicester City 1, Millwall 1 on Friday evening. Then we have had some games this afternoon in the Championship as well. Charlton Athletic 2, Hull City 1, Middlesbrough 5, Watford 1, West Brom 0, Ipswich Town 0, Birmingham City 2, Bristol City 1, Norwich City 1, Swansea City 1, Oxford United 4, Sheffield Wednesday 1, QPR 2, Derby County 3, Sheffield United 2, Preston North End 3, Stoke City 1, Portsmouth 3, and Sunday afternoon is Coventry City against Wrexham at 12 o'clock in the Championship. Let's go into League One then. There's some results in League One to tell you then. All played today finished Doncaster Rovers 1, Stevenage 1, Stockport County 3, Peterborough 1, Blackpool 1, Leyton Orient 0, Bradford 1, Bolton Wanderers 1, Burton Albion 1, Exeter City 1, Cardiff City 5, Northampton Town 1, Huddersfield Town 1, Mansfield Town 4, Lincoln City 4, Wycombe Wanderers 3, Luton Town 2, Barnsley 1, Plymouth Argyle 2, Port Vale 1, Fulham United 1, Reading 1, and Wigan Athletic 0, AFC Wimbledon 1. In League 2 then, to tell you about Thursday evening, and I don't know why it says Thursday day at the top there, April 23rd. We'll update that another day for due to a type error there. Thursday 23rd of April, it finished Salford City 2, Bromley 0. This afternoon, it finished Grimsby 4, Swindon Town 0. MK Dons 3, Tranmere Rovers 0. MK Dons are promoted to EFL League 1. Congratulations to Paul Warne and his staff there. Paul Warne, a really good friend of mine from when he was in charge of Rotherham United. Accrington Stanley 3, Crawley Town 3, Barnet 6, Gillingham 2, Bristol Rovers 4, Cheltenham Town 0, Cambridge United 3, Barrow 0, Chesterfield 2, Alexandra 0, Colchester 0, Notts County 1, Newport County late winner for them against Oldham Athletic 3-2 there for Newport, Shrewsbury Town 2, Fleetwood 2, Walsall 0, Harrogate Town 2. Now we're going to dip into the National League. It's the final day of the National League season today. One of these two sides in this featured game we're going to bring you will be in the EFL next season, where we'll have to go and try and get there via the playoffs. With their playoff game on Tuesday evening. But in the game of the day in the Enterprise National League, Week 46, Rochdale 1, York City 1 of the Crown Oil Arena. York City are promoted to League 2 with a 90 plus 13, 130 minute winner, equaliser, to send them up They just needed a point. York or a win. Rochdale needed to win. They slowly got the win in 95th minute. But then a pitch invasion from the Rochdale fans. Then there would be more time added on. And in that time, which was added on for the pitch invasion, York City got the all-important equaliser to clinch promotion to League 2 next season. Congratulations to them. And in the FA Cup, as you've just heard there from Nicholas Jones at half-time, Manchester City 0, Southampton 0. Tomorrow's game is Chelsea against Leeds. You can hear that here on the commentary with Alex Peters making his live debut here on the channel. Both games are played at Wembley Stadium for the FA Cup semi-final. Man City or Southampton will play Leeds or Chelsea in the final on May the 16th, 3 o'clock kick-off. And you can hear coverage of that one as well here on the channel. Rather than as we bring you live coverage of the matches that we've got coming up for you as well. We'll just remind you when our next live offering will be here on the channel before we go for a quick break. And that is the aforementioned FA Cup semi-final between Chelsea and Leeds United taking place at Wembley Stadium. Kick-off, as I said, is at 3 o'clock for that one. But half-time in this FA Cup semi-final at Wembley, it is Manchester City 0, Southampton 0. And Nick says, big up to York, and says the Rochdale fans only have themselves to blame for that one. And yes, they do, Nick. Yes, they do. But before we go for our quick break, ahead of the second half, just want to bring you in quickly, Nick. What did you make to that first half? And you said it during commentary tonight, a message to you. Southampton held their own against Manchester City and showing teams why they're on that 20-game unbeaten run, aren't they, Nick?
Yes, they certainly are, Russ. And to me, they have definitely been the shock story of the FA Cup, particularly with what they did to Arsenal in the quarter-finals. Arsenal were aiming for the Champions League, no less. I mean, come on, you don't see that happening. And as I mentioned in commentary, they last reached the final in 2003, but they lost 8 out of their last 11 games at the National Stadium, and 8 out of 9 clubs that actually met Southampton in FA Cup semi-finals actually went on to win the prestigious trophy, with the exception being Arsenal in 1927. So they are hoping that history doesn't repeat that history doesn't repeat itself. But the way things are going, I think it's going to be a very long time before we find out. And the way it's playing, I have a feeling that this could go to extra time.
Yes, it could do, Nicholas. It could do, my friend. We're going to take a quick break right now, ahead of the start of the second half. Join us shortly for second half action between Man City and Southampton in the FA Cup. Welcome back to the Commentary Ups coverage of the FA Cup semi-final between Manchester City and Southampton. We will be back with Nicholas very, very shortly for the start of the second half, and been a good game so far to watch and to bring you so far. We're just awaiting the elusive first goal from what is happening out there as it stands right now. Yet to have the deadlock broken here, but this game should be a good one, and the winners of this game today will take on Leeds United or Chelsea, whoever wins their semi-final tomorrow, and that's going to be a big game. And and like I mentioned earlier, we will be bringing you that game here on the channel tomorrow as we bring you Chelsea against these 3 o'clock kickoff. Alex Peters will be sat in Nicholas's chair for that game tomorrow afternoon, and we'll bring you coverage of that one from around about 2:50 tomorrow from the FA Cup here this afternoon. Well, tomorrow afternoon as the teams are getting ready to emerge from the tunnel. And just a quick question, Nicholas, before the teams come back out for the second half, as the teams are about to emerge any second now. If I were to ask you, Nicholas, judging on that first half performance, who would you say the happier manager would have probably been out of the two between Manchester City and Southampton?
I would have to say Tonda Eckhart, Russ, because even though he wasn't outwardly smiling, because even though he wasn't outwardly smiling, I would say he definitely had a good sense of. I definitely say he was satisfied. Pep Guardiola, rather a bit more animated, possibly a bit more frustrated, and the fans and the Manchester City fans echoing his sentiments. If even one goal goes in for Southampton, there is a chance that, judging by how the City players, how the City fans have been behaving, we could see a walkout. But I think, regardless of what happens, the Southampton fans are going to stay glued to the end.
Yes, absolutely, Nicholas, absolutely. If we just snip to the results page and just let people know, in the Premier League, Arsenal 1, Newcastle 0 is a half-time scoreline right now. The second half is about to get underway at Wembley Stadium. So without further ado, less time for me to turn back over to Nicholas Jones, who's ready for the second half.
Thanks, Ross. The players getting ready to kick off, and it will be Southampton, that will kick us off. And away we go then for the second half. The ball being passed to Harwood Bellis. Harwood Bellis to Bree. Now back with Harwood Bellis. Harwood Bellis back towards Woods. No half-time substitutions have been made as of yet, so Nunez will still carry on playing. And the ball ends up back at the feet of Perez. Pep Guardiola in deep conversation with his assistant management, but the frustration is still written all over his face. Erling Haaland possibly itching to come on as Perez is ready to roll the ball out. So Manchester City playing from left to right. Southampton playing from right to left as Perez clears the ball outside of the goal. Bounces off the feet of Stewart. Azaz, and now going for it was I should say Tom Fellows. And had Fellows not dawdled for half a second too long, he could have put Southampton in front. Although it was mainly Azaz who had the ball, but had he not been tripped up, who knows what might have been there too. And so it's Stones passing to Trafford, almost had the ball taken off by Stewart. The ball goes over the halfway line. Off the head of Harwood Bellis. He's collected somebody. I couldn't see who it was. It might have been Ake, but we're just gonna have to double check. might have been anyway, and so it's Cherky for Manchester City. The ball ends up at the feet of I couldn't see who it was. Might well have been Stones. And now on the ball is Cherky. Cherky to Gonzalez. Gonzalez, that was actually Kovacic. Mateus Nunes. Ake. Back down towards Gonzalez. The ball is over the halfway line. And it's now at the feet of Stones. Stones to Ryan Cherky. Cherky. Ake. Back to Ake towards Kovacic. Kovacic to Nunes. Almost taken by Azaz, but Manchester City, I should say, hold on. Gonzalez passes to Mateus Nunes. Now it's with Stones. Ake passing to Marmoush. Mateus Nunes. I think it might have been deflected away by Bree. Manchester City do well to hold on. And in fact, City are inside the penalty area. Hoofed away by Taylor Harwood-Bellis. And it's now back at the feet of Ait Nouri, who passes to Trafford. So it was a frantic opening couple of minutes inside the second half. The ball now cleared forward to Omar Marmoush for Manchester City. He's inside the penalty area, off the side of Harwood-Bellis. Good use of the body to deflect the ball away for Southampton. And that was a good denial of what was a potential goal for Omar Marmoush. Corner to Manchester City. And John Stones trying to get everyone organised. And it's Reinders to Nunes. I thought it was going to go in, but it's actually a pass in. Reinders into the penalty area. Headed away by Southampton. Almost caught by Bree. Now it's retaken by Mateus Nunes. Nunes to Gonzalez. Gonzalez still managing to keep hold of the ball. He passes to Kovacic. Kovacic now on the ball is Ait Nouri. Bree. Retaken by Wellington, but Southampton still managed to hold on. It's Omar Marmoush. Marmoush on the far side. He passes to Nunes, but the ball ends up back at the feet of Trafford. Manchester City doing really well to keep hold. And now on the ball going out for us on his own is Omar Marmoush. Is this the chance to score? Should have shot when he got it, in my opinion. Southampton were there straight away. Back now with Nico Gonzalez. Gonzalez to Mateus Nunes. It's now Tijani Reinders. Ait Nouri to Kovacic. And Kovacic passing back up the wing to Ait Nouri, still on the far side. Deflected away by Azaz. But Manchester City still keeping hold of the ball, and it's Ake inside the penalty area. Goes for a shot, but deflected away by Wood. Tapped out again by Yanda. Southampton are proving a tough nut to crack. It's now back with Tijani Reinders. Reinders to Nunes. Now just inside the penalty area is Foden. Foden to Nunes. Was aiming for Marmoush. Ends up at the feet of Bree. Bree concedes to Ake. Now it's back with Kovacic. Kovacic with the ball for Manchester City. I can barely keep up with this. Foden to Ryan Cherky. It's Cherky. Cherky just misses the post. Headed by Marmoush, and it's over the crossbar. Manchester City have been going for shot after shot after shot, but they are still held firm by Southampton. And the Manchester City fans may have been full of hope in the last couple of minutes, but again, they were dashed at the last moment. It's Wellington for Southampton. He passes to Wood. Wood to Peretz. Peretz now to Harwood Bellis. Harwood Bellis has to be careful of Marmoush. The ball is deflected off Stones, but Southampton managed to regain control. And someone looks like he's going to get ready to come on. It's Nico O'Reilly and also Jeremy Doku. Jeremy Doku and also Alexander Kusanov and another player whose name I'll reveal if and when he comes on. And the ball now almost headed by Azaz. Azaz retake, almost given away to Manchester City, retaken by Southampton. But Manchester City retake it back through Kovacic. Now going after it is Marmoush, but he's brought down by Harwood Bellis, and that looked like he was just trying to get the ball off him. I didn't think there was that. I think it was probably just reckless and ill-timed. I don't think that foul was malicious in any way, but it's given Manchester City a free kick. And the Sky Blues have to take advantage of this free kick. The one to take the free kick will be Kovacic. I am sure of it. And so Kovacic passes to Gonzalez. Gonzalez now towards Foden. Well over the crossbar. Should have passed to someone inside the box. But that was brave, but not ideal. And after almost 10 minutes of the second half being played, it's still Manchester City 0, Southampton 0. Peretz clears the ball out of the goal, headed by Ake. Ake given away to Yanda. Now on the ball is James Bree. Bree to Bragg. Bragg now passing to Woods and Doku getting ready to come on by the looks of it, and it's Nunez to Foden, but the ball given back to Azaz and Southampton. Now on the ball is Ross Stewart, saved by James Trafford. What an amazing goal that would have been, as Marmoush has been tripped once again by Harwood Bellis. He's fouled him once, and that will surely result in a caution. If he does that again, he will be shown a yellow card. As Manchester City restarts the game, it's Kovacic. Kovacic with the ball, passing down the wing to Phil Foden. Foden to Mateus Nunes. And Nunes to John Stones. And it's Stones to Kovacic again. Kovacic passes to Ake. Ake, Aït-Nouri. Aït-Nouri has to watch out for fellows. Back now the ball is now back with Gonzalez. Gonzalez passing down the wing to Foden, who's just inside Manchester City's attacking third. He passes to Aït-Nouri. No, it's Mateus Nunes. Mateus Nunes to Gonzalez. Gonzalez. Stones. Back now with Ake. And almost headed by Wood. And it's now back with Phil Foden. Foden to Ryan Cherky. Cherky is the ball inside the 18-yard box. Is there a chance for Mateus Nunes? But it's over the line and it will be a throw. Swiftly taken by Nunez, but the referee has called a halt, and in fact 2 substitutes are coming on for Manchester City, and they are Savinho and Jeremy Doku, and one of the players coming off the pitch is likely to be Phil Foden. Indeed it is, and Phil Foden hasn't had the best of games in my opinion, and he will be very disappointed with his performances today. He has been a key, don't get me wrong, he has been a good team player, but he has just not converted his play into the desired effect. And so Jeremy Doku and Savinho come on, the first substitutes of the match. And for Pep Guardiola, this couldn't have come soon enough. Nunez with the throw. Passing to Savinho, back towards Nunez, but retaken by Wellington for Southampton. Over the line, it goes for a throw, and I'm seeing, yep, that's right, Kovacic being, yes, that's right, Kovacic sitting down. Now on the field of play is Gonzalez to Reinders, and it's Reinders to Aït-Nouri to Jeremy Doku, and it's Doku with the ball. Doku passes to Aït-Nouri, and it's just whistled past the posts. Very close, and it was actually Reinders who had the chance. Manchester City appear to be shooting from too far back. Should have been a bit closer, in my view, because that's where the best goals come. So a free kick from inside the goal to Southampton, booted away by Daniel Peretz. Gives the ball away to Nunez. Still with Manchester City. It's Cherky to Savinho. Savinho dances around Wellington. Boots the ball away with his right foot. Good interception. Quick corner taken by Manchester City. It's now with Nunez. Nunez on the edge of the penalty area. Passing to Reinders. Now Doku. Doku just on the edge. He passes to Aït-Nouri and Marmoush. Marmoush with the strike. It goes over the crossbar. How close can you get? Every time he's tried to score, it's always been a miss. And on the hour mark, it's still Manchester City 0, Southampton 0. And now the first substitutes are about to be made for Southampton, as off the pitch comes Ross Stewart, and we'll let you know who's on for Southampton as and when we can. And I can see that it is one of the forwards for Southampton. I'll just have a look, and to me it looks, and to me it might have been, and to me it was actually, so Bragg and Stewart are off, and so taking their place will be Shea Charles and Kyle Larin. So headed by Harwood Bellis. Harwood Bellis gives the ball away to Doku. It's now with Ryan Aït-Nouri. Aït-Nouri for Manchester City. He passes to Reinders. Back now with Aït-Nouri. Aït-Nouri back towards Doku. Doku tries to go around Fellows. Inside the 18-yard box. Now towards Savinho. Savinho kept away by Wellington. He passes to Leo Scienza. Scienza to Kyle Larin. Larin deflected away though by Manchester City, and it ends up with Trafford. Manchester City just seem to be on the attack more but Southampton are putting up a tight defence. Southampton, on the other hand, haven't been attacking more recently. They need to start doing that if they are to have a chance of that goal, just as they tried doing in the first half. It's now with Cherky to Reinders, back now with Cherky, and that was almost an open goal opportunity for Marmoush. Marmoush just slipped up on the grass. And it's a throw in to City, taken by Aït-Nouri. It's Aït-Nouri to Reinders. Kyle Larin likely to be at the World Cup with Canada. My thoughts exactly. And so it's Doku. Doku on the ball. Doku still on the ball. He could represent Belgium. And now the ball is with Nico Gonzalez. Gonzalez back towards Ake. It's Ake under pressure from Azaz. Now it's back with Doku. Doku can't get through Tom Fellows, but he's doing his best. He passes to Reinders to Nico Gonzalez, and it's Gonzalez to Savinho. Gonzalez to Savinho tries to go around Wellington. He passes to Matheus Nunes, and the ball is shoved out the way by Shea Charles. And I'm going to have to catch my breath a minute here. But what's an unlucky goal opportunity denied for Marmoush. Gonzalez inside the penalty area. He passes to Cherky. Cherky has had a couple of chances himself. Back towards Savinho. Cherky under pressure. Cherky under pressure from Scienza. It's still with Manchester City. Jeremy Doku tackled by Kasper Janda. Janda almost tackled, and it's now with Larin. It's still with Southampton. Kept out by Trafford. He sensed danger, and the ball is still with Manchester City. It's Nunes to Gonzalez. Down the wing to Savinho. It's Savinho. Goes around Wellington. Savinho still has the ball inside the 18-yard box. He passes to John Stones. Now it's with Ryan Cherky. Cherky passing back to Stones. Savinho now inside the penalty area. But Southampton do well to keep them off. It's with Scienza to Janda. Scienza again, and Scienza sends the ball close to the halfway line, but retaken by Manchester City, and it's over the line once again for a throw. Although a player has gone down, it might have been Cherky, but the Manchester City just keep getting closer and closer to the goal. Have they started to find a second wind now? Are Southampton beginning to tire out? It's John Stones who is on the ground, and but the Southampton fans still enjoying themselves. Some in good voice, others relatively relaxed, and I can confirm it was indeed John Stones that went down, and also on the ground being assessed by the referee is Wellington, but he appears to be all right. No harm done, and so we can carry on playing. It'll be Nunes to take the throw for Manchester City. Yeah, he raises the ball over his head. He throws to John Stones. Stones to Gonzalez. And it's Gonzalez with the ball. He passes to Jeremy Doku. Doku trying to go around Tom Fellows. Almost given away to Azaz. It's back with Cherky. Cherky to Reinders. But now it's back with Fellows. Fellows was aiming for Kyle Larin, but almost retaken by Stones. Ake Ake on the far side. He passes to Jeremy Doku. Now it's with Aitnuri. Good tackle by Southampton. No, the ball is Shea Charles. Goes over the halfway line while I'm trying to catch my breath. It's back with Gonzalez. Gonzalez to Kovacic. No, it's not Kovacic. He went off. And now on the ball is number 14, James Bree. Bree given away to Ake. And in terms of the second half, Manchester City have had 80% possession compared to Southampton's 20%. It's Nico Gonzalez. Gonzalez to Omar Marmoush. Marmoush towards Doku. Doku keeps the ball inside the centre, keeps the ball inside their defensive third. And according to my producer, Russ, Southampton have defended really well today. My thoughts as I keep saying, my thoughts exactly. And that was good defensive work by Shea Charles on Omar Marmoush. Just a normal incident, not an actual foul. The referee letting this one go, a good decision, but not what the Manchester City fans wanted to see, and they are starting to become more tense and worried, and so too is Noel Gallagher chewing frantically inside the VIP box. The ball now cleared out of the goal by... Okay, sorry, it's Shea Charles. I do apologise. Thanks for the heads up. It's Stones to Marmoush, and Nico O'Reilly and Erling Haaland getting ready to come on. It's Tijani Reinders to Omar Marmoush. Back now with Ryan Aitnuri trying to go around Fellows. He passes to Doku. Fellows is closing in. He quickly passes to Nathan Ake. Ake to Aitnuri. Back now with Gonzalez. Nunez down the wing to Savinho tries to go around Wellington. Does well to hold him off, and it's a corner to Manchester City. And you just cannot call this match. This has the makings of a classic FA Cup match. 6 corners for Manchester City, and will they make this next one count? The ball sails into the 18-yard box, cleared away by Southampton. It's now with Aitnuri to Jeremy Doku. Trying to press on and get inside that 18-yard box. Kept away though by Southampton. It's Cherky tries to look for a gap, but it isn't there. He goes for Marmoush, headed by Bree, and also Charles as well. Player's been stopped momentarily, and that is because Nico O'Reilly and Erling Haaland are being prepared to come on, and the fourth official, Fari Hallam raises the board, and off go Omar Marmoush and Ryan Aitnuri. So Erling Haaland could well be the man that Manchester City need, although Nico O'Reilly too is a safe pair of hands. So we'll just wait for the graphics to be updated, and there they are. As we now have just under 30 minutes left. It's still Manchester City 0, Southampton 0, as Perez clears the ball out of the goal and kept away by Manchester City, and that will be a throw into Southampton to be taken by Wellington by the looks of it, and one of the younger supporters trying to climb over a dad just to try and see what's going on. It's Nico O'Reilly watching on as the ball ends up at the feet of Nathan Wood. Wood to Shea Charles, but given away to Cherky. Now it's with Gonzalez, blocked by Pellet. It's Cherky for another chance. Reinders just wide. Deshani Reinders was just wide of the post, and that has been the story of Manchester City goal attempts today. Erling Haaland hasn't even had a touch of the ball. And still Manchester City just cannot break through. The ball may have come off Shea Charles' arm, but I don't think it was intentional. I think his arm was just in a natural position. I wouldn't be surprised if Manchester City would be complaining to VAR about this, but as far as I'm aware, they've not been consulted. So we carry on playing. On the ball is Harwood Bellis, and that's towards Finn Azaz. But Azaz is ruled offside, and I apologise, VAR did check and waved it away fairly quickly. Okay, so we'll just go with that. Stones to Tijani Reinders to Doku. And Doku was aiming for O'Reilly, but kept out by Southampton. Now the ball is back at the feet of Trafford. It's Trafford to Nathan Ake. Ake to O'Reilly. Almost taken by Doku, but defended well by Bree. It's Gonzalez to O'Reilly. O'Reilly to Nathan Ake. Ake back with Gonzalez, or Stones, I should say. Stones to Cherky, and Cherky trying to go around Yanda. He passes directly to Savinho. Cherky back with Savinho inside the penalty area. He passes again to Gonzalez. Gonzalez almost falls, but holds on. Stones to Mateus Nunes. And it's Nunes to Nico Gonzalez. It's Nick Gonzalez passing directly up the wing to Tijani Reinders. Reinders to Jeremy Doku. Doku inside the 18-yard box. Blocked by Shea Charles. The Southampton defenders are really earning their money today. And it's a corner to Manchester City, but Wellington is down on the ground. He's feeling his leg. There might be a strain somewhere. But Erling Haaland, he hasn't even had a sniff, let alone a touch of the ball. And he must be starting to get desperate for at least a glance, a touch, a kick, a head, anything really. And so with 15 minutes to go until the end of the second half, it's still Manchester City 0, Southampton 0, and I have to say to everyone at the TC Hub, including Russ, you cannot call it. As Wellington is being looked at by the physios, being led around. He's off the pitch actually, and a substitute is coming on. And as Wellington comes off, I can now reveal that it is Matsuki, number 27. And so the corner is going to be taken by Manchester City, as the ball now goes into the 18-yard box, saved by Pellet. But the ball has been taken away by Manchester City. It's Doku to Yanda to Kyle Larin. Southampton with the cross to Leo Scienza to Yanda. But on the ground is Jeremy Doku. Kuyu Matsuki to give the substitute's name. Ake might have strained something. He's feeling the lower part of his thigh. It might have been his hamstring. And a clash of bodies sent him down. That looked very painful. Ow! And that is excruciating. He surely has to be taken off. He can't carry on playing like that. Just hobbling across the pitch. And Pep Guardiola surely has to bring in a substitute at short notice. Tonda Eckert's face now showing concern as Trafford now has the ball. He passes to Stones. We'll keep an eye on Nathan Ake to see if he's able to carry on. Sprinting a bit, so he will be able to carry on. That's good to see. But back on the ball for Manchester City is Reinders. Given away though to Southampton. It's Yanda to Leo Sciencia. Sciencia to Matsuki. Mansaz with the strike! And this could well be a shock of the cards! Southampton take the lead! Benazaz with that wonderful curler! The Southampton fans are going berserk! And the slap on the chest, well deserved! And Southampton could be causing yet another stir. They knocked out Arsenal in the quarter-final. They could do the same to Manchester City. As Finn Azaz celebrates, and so too do the fans. A shake of the head from Jeremy Doku. He knows that the cracks are starting to show. Anyway, that was a good tackle by Yanda. Yanda did well to pass up the wing, and Azaz was there to finish it off just outside the D. And a superb right footer curling effort into the net, and it caught James Trafford completely unawares. And I'd have to say, not even Manchester City will be complaining about that. And for Southampton, this could be, and like I say, for Southampton, this could be the chance for them to reach the final for the first time since 2003. And the fans still in full voice as ever. 10 minutes to go. The score is now Manchester City 0, Southampton 1. So we could yet be with it. So Manchester City have to reduce the gap, have to equalise, and fast within the next 9.5 minutes. Pep Guardiola looks stunned. A shock of disbelief, but no emotion from Tonda Eckert. He's just keeping calm. He is a very calm and well organised man, is Tonda Eckert. As Doku passes to O'Reilly, cleared away by Southampton. Back with Mateus Nunes. It's Nunes to Savinho. Savinho passing to Nunes, and it's Nunes inside the penalty area, kept away by Daniel Perez. And within the next few minutes, I'm going to have to start thinking about my player of the match. Quick corner taken by Manchester City. Savinho inside the penalty area, passing to Tijani Reinders, Doku, Nico Gonzalez, and it's Gonzalez, Nunes, but headed upwards by Finazaz, who passed, but given away to Doku. Southampton aren't out of danger yet! And an equaliser from Jeremy Doku! Manchester City have been given new hope! And I thought that Manchester City had run out of whatever they had in the tank, but they've got it back now. And Daniel Peretz just simply had nothing to do about it. Pep Guardiola just not being able to believe it. But Doku, that was just sublime. A sublime right footer, I should say, just bounced off the knee of Bree, but Doku will claim it. Bree should have had a bit more thought, but Southampton could well retake it. It's Kyle Larin. Yonder! It's just over the crossbar. And it looks as though James Trafford is possibly wising up to Southampton now, and that will have given a corner to Southampton, and to take the corner will be Leo Scienza to take the corner, and inside the box is Larin and Zaz. And the ball now goes into the penalty area, almost headed by Wood, caught by Manchester City. It's back with Southampton. Can Larin take it off Haaland? Erling Haaland with his first touch of the ball. It's back now with Jeremy Doku. Doku motoring up the pitch. Oh, it's by Yanda. And the ball goes over the line for a Manchester City throw. Ball thrown to Tijani Reinders. Reinders to Mateus Nunes. It's back with Tijani Reinders. Reinders to Gonzalez. Back with John Stones. Stones to Nunes. Nunes almost conceding to that might have been Leo Scienza. City keep hold of the ball though. It's Nunes under pressure from Kuryu Matsuki, but City just denied again. That was just off the post, and the Southampton fans now starting to feel concerned. The Manchester City fans, for Manchester City, this is what they're used to. And I've just seen Bernardo Silva come onto the pitch, and he takes the place of Tijani Reinders. And for Bernardo Silva, this could well be one of his last Manchester City matches at Wembley, if not the last, as he will leave the club in the summer. As Doku is brought down now towards Nico Gonzalez. It's Gonzalez passing to Nunes. Savinho on the ball. He's under pressure from Matsuki back to what given away back to Nunes. Ryan Cherky holding off Casper Yanda. It's over the line, and with 4 minutes to go, it still remains Manchester City 1, Southampton 1. Quick corner taken by Manchester City. It's Jeremy Doku inside the penalty area. Cherky to Stones, and almost sent in by number 14 Gonzalez. Back on the ball is Bernardo Silva. Silva to Gonzalez, and could this be the match winner? It could! Nico Gonzalez with what must be the match winner. But don't count your chickens until they're hatched, my friends. There is still a long wait. There is still a few minutes to go. Southampton fans now starting to feel that their dream is well and truly over. Pep Guardiola, not seen his reaction yet. Still calm and coolness on the face of Tonda Eckert. Gonzalez with a long-range strike, just a little outside the D. Larin tried to deflect, and so did Charles, but they could do nothing about it. And the camera is almost destroyed inside the goal area, but who cares about that? Certainly not Manchester City. And now it is Southampton's. And now, as the old saying goes, the boot is on the other foot. And for Southampton, they have barely 2 minutes plus added on extra time to bring the game back to them. And now about to take the throw is Shay Charles, although we've got a couple of Southampton players to come on to onto the field of play as substitutes, and we'll let you know who they are. And we'll let you know who they are very soon. As off goes. I think that was James Bree. Yes, it was. And so James Bree is off and onto the pitch, and also Tom Fellows is off. So I can confirm that it's Archer and Adozie. So on the ball now is Nathan Ake. Southampton need these substitutes on just to finish the game. Possibly should have brought them on a bit sooner, but even if they did, it wouldn't have made much difference. Less than a minute to go until the 90th. Southampton could equalise from this corner. The fans watch on, and the referee blows his whistle. The ball goes into the penalty area, and that was almost an own goal by Manchester City. Although Harwood Bellis might have had a chance to score. That was sent just way wide, and for Tonda Eckert, that is now a second corner to Southampton, and it will be taken by Leo Scienza. Scienza into the goal area, headed away by Manchester City, and now on the ball it's Jeremy Doku. Doku sees an open goal. The goalkeeper Perez is just outside his goal. Can he get to the ball in time? Semenyo deflected away by the defender. And we are now into the 90th minute, so goodness knows how many minutes will be added on. I haven't seen the board yet. But the ball now being lobbed forward towards Matsuki. It's back with Manchester City and Bernardo Silva. Vinazaz. And I've just been told that 7 minutes of added time have been confirmed. You can just see that on my monitor now. It's Ryan Cherky, kept away by Harwood Bellis. Southampton have got to make those 7 minutes count. Silva to Nico O'Reilly. Jeremy Doku to number 14 Gonzalez. It's Doku going around O'Reilly towards Savinho. Haaland kept away by Matsuki. Southampton retake it through Yonder, and Matsuki back with Yonder. I'm gonna have to start thinking about my player of the match very soon. And now on the ball is Cameron Archer passing rapidly to Finn Azaz. Azaz to Adozie, but kept away by Stones. It's now with O'Reilly, and the ball goes over the line. This is proving a really tough call for me to choose my player of the match. I just cannot decide as of yet. It could well be one of the goal scorers. Could be a midfielder. Could be a keeper. We'll just have to see. As Nico Gonzalez takes a few deep breaths. We've now got some 4.5 minutes to go. It's still Manchester City 2, Southampton 1. As now on the ball is Harwood Bellis, although a yellow card has been drawn out, the first of the game, and that will be for Taylor Harwood Bellis. He's been very well behaved throughout this game, but he's picked up a yellow card, and just at the time when Southampton don't want it. Free kick for Manchester City. The ball now being passed to Gonzalez. Gonzalez gives the ball away to Kyle Larin. Larin halts but play is halted, and Pep Guardiola being very animated on the touchline as he always is. The ball now being played by a free kick. It's now with Jeremy Doku, but it's way wide. Nicely blocked by Southampton. We now have almost 3 minutes to go, and some of the Manchester City fans look tense. Others look relatively happy. It's a corner to Manchester City now, and it will be taken by Ryan Cherky. And so Cherky walks to the ball. It's now right at the edge of the corner. Waits for the referee's signal. And he does a quick pass to Doku. Doku under pressure from Cameron Hart, under pressure from Adozie. Adozie almost takes it off him, but Southampton retake it through Azaz. Azaz gives the ball away to Cherky. But Cherky is being forced back. It's over the line, and it will be a throw-in to Southampton. Now they're the ones looking upset. They will need a near miracle if they are to take this game to extra time. The ball is now with Savinho. Savinho to Ryan Cherky. Although the referee has stopped play for something. The ball is now back with Nico Gonzalez. Gonzalez to Shea Charles. And I think I've narrowed it down. I think I've narrowed my player of the matches down. But this free kick could change everything. As now coming out of the goal is Perez. And so the free kick taken by Southampton towards Harwood Bellis. Kept away though by Manchester City. And now back on the ball is Casper Yonder. Yonder brought down by Savinho, but he's able to keep on going. It's Mateus Nunes, Nico Gonzalez to Erling Haaland. And it's Erling Haaland down the wing to Ryan Cherky. But it ends up back at the feet of Perez. Less than a minute to go. Can Southampton pull something out of the bag? But it doesn't look like it will. And with 30 seconds to go, with 30 seconds to go, time is very much against them. And I've just let my producer Ross know my player of the match, as we are now just 10 seconds away from 97 minutes. We may go slightly over, but I have to say for Southampton they put in a brave effort, but they have fallen at the semi-final stage once again. The ball now cleared out of the goal by James Trafford, and that is it! Manchester City are through to Wembley for the 4th consecutive time, the first in the competition's history. Southampton, despite their efforts, it's all over for them. It would have been wonderful to see them in the cup final 50 years after they won it. But football is a very cruel game at times. And before I finish, just got time to mention my player of the match. This is Nico Gonzalez for Manchester City. And what a great player he has been. Not just in that wonderful goal score, but in the team all round. So congratulations to Nico Gonzalez. Manchester City reached the final again, and so their chances of getting a domestic treble have well and truly been ignited. Southampton can hold their heads high as they march on towards a target of automatic promotion in the Championship, or at least the playoffs. Final score at Wembley Stadium in the FA Cup semi-final: Manchester City 2, Southampton 1.
Thank you very much there to Nicholas Jones, who has today provided some brilliant commentary on the game between Manchester City and Southampton at Wembley Stadium in the FA Cup. There is the game still going off in the Premier League tonight. Arsenal, I can tell you, they still lead in the Premier League by 1-0 against Newcastle United. We'll show you the result in a moment. The 84 minutes gone in that game at the Emirates Stadium. Arsenal leading by 1-0 against Newcastle United. They scored after just 9 minutes through Eberechi Eze, as Nick told you in that first half. That game is still right now as we bring you the results from the matches that have been taking place today. We'll remind you of the cup result from Wembley, where we've been today in the FA Cup, and we can tell you that in the FA Cup, the full-time scoreline, as you can see on your screen there right now, is finished Manchester City 2, Southampton 1. Manchester City will play the winners of Chelsea against Leeds United. That is tomorrow here on the Commentary. That game will also be played at Wembley Stadium as well in the FA Cup. Let's just run you through the Premier League scores again just before we do leave you this evening, and we can give you the scores as it stands right now in the Premier League. It finished early last night. Sunderland 0, Nottingham Forest 5. Fulham 1, Aston Villa 0. Liverpool 3, Crystal Palace 1. West Ham 2, Everton 1. Wolves 0, Tottenham Hotspur 1. Still 1-0 to Arsenal. Go back top of the table. 3 points clear at the top of the table from Manchester City. If City win their game in hand, which is against Crystal Palace, City will go back top of the table on goals scored, with the teams level at the top of the table on points in the Premier League. Manchester United take on Brentford on Monday night as well in the Premier League. In the Championship from earlier, unfortunately these graphics didn't work earlier on to this. We'll bring them up again now to go through them again for you. Finished Leicester City 1, Millwall 1 on Friday night. Chelsea Athletic 2, Hull City 1, Middlesbrough 5, Watford 1. West Brom 0, Ipswich 0. Birmingham City 2, Bristol City 1. Norwich City 1, Swansea City 1. Oxford United 4, Sheffield Wednesday 0. Sheffield Wednesday 1, should I say. And with the Ipswich score earlier of 0-0 against West Bromwich Albion, Oxford were relegated before their game kicked off against the Owls. QPR 2, Derby County 3. Sheffield United 2, Preston North End 3 as well. Stoke City 1, Portsmouth 3. And tomorrow afternoon is Coventry City against Wrexham in the Championship there as well. Into League One, and in League One it finished Doncaster Rovers 1, Stevenage 1, Stockport County 3, Peterborough 1, Blackpool 1, Leighton Orient 0, Bradford City 1, Bolton Wanderers 1, Burton Albion 1, Exeter City 1, Cardiff City 5, Northampton Town 1, Huddersfield Town 1, Mansfield Town 4, Lincoln City 4, Wycombe Wanderers 3. Lincoln already champions in midweek, and they have got the 100-point mark in the table after that 4-3 win over Wycombe. Luton Town 2, Barnsley 1, Plymouth 2, Port Vale 1, Rotherham 1, Reading 1, Wigan 0, AFC Wimbledon 1. Wigan United led in that game for quite a while from the 25th minute up until the 47th minute when Reading equalised there in League One this afternoon. Into League Two then, and we'll bring you the League Two scores on the doors for you right now. And in League Two, technical issue there where it says Thursday day. That should just say Thursday there. And it was Salford 2, Bromley 0. Today it finished Grimsby 4, Swindon 0, MK Dons 3, Tranmere Rovers 0, Accrington Stanley 3, Crawley Town 3. MK Dons, their results earlier today, promoted to League One. Paul Warne, cracking job he's done there. Another promotion under his CV there. Barnet 6, Gillingham 2, Bristol Rovers 4, Cheltenham 0, Cambridge 3, Barrow 0, Chesterfield 2, Crewe 0, Colchester 0, Notts County 1, Newport 3, Oldham 2. Newport scored a late goal there to win that game. Shrewsbury 2, Fleetwood 2, Walsall 0, Harrogate Town 2. And in the National League earlier today, there was a big result in the National League. Normally we don't bring you these results, but today we will bring you this select result in the National League between the top two of the division. York City travelled to the Crown Oil Arena to take on Rochdale earlier today. Finished 1-1, which meant York City are promoted to the EFL League 2. They were 2 points, both got over 100 points in the table, and Rochdale comes second. York go to the Football League. And just to tell you as well that York City scored in the 13th minute, under the third minute on the game, 13th minute of stoppage time to get promoted. Rochdale scored in the 5th minute, and though they got promoted, only for a pitch invasion to add more time on, and York to score in that time, which was added on as well to cement their place in the Football League next season. The full-time score in the FA Cup, as you heard from Nicholas earlier on this afternoon, was Manchester City 2, Southampton 1. Manchester City through to the FA Cup final, where they'll take on tomorrow's game, where you can hear on the channel. Tomorrow's FA Cup semi-final clash, Chelsea against Leeds United. Kick-off is at 3 o'clock at Wembley Stadium. Make sure you join us for that, and make sure you give a warm TC welcome to our man in the commentary position for that game tomorrow. That man is Alex Peters, making his live TC Up debut with us for the FA Cup semi-final between Chelsea and Leeds United. What a game to make your live debut with here on the commentary. We're going to stay with you for a few more moments, well, around about 5.5 minutes, to give you the full-time score from the Premier League between Arsenal and Newcastle. That's still 1-0 as it stands right now to Arsenal in the Premier League. Arsenal were just breaking their way down the left-hand side with Nketiah there as we just bring you too close there. But before we wait for the final result to come in, as Newcastle win a free kick, and we'll look to try and bring it forward and get Lascas equalised. Let's just bring Nicholas Jones in. And Nick, fantastic game of football we saw at Wembley Stadium today. What a game we saw, and anybody could have won that game today. Southampton, how good were they today, Nicholas?
Oh, they were just superb, Russ. They just dug deep. They never gave up again. They never gave up against Manchester. They never gave up against Manchester City. You'd have thought a second-tier club would crack under the pressure, but no. They just kept on going and going and going. And full credit must go to Tonda Eckert for just focusing on the game. As I said at the start of the programme, when I was watching the pre-match press conference, he's just saying that that players just need to focus on the job for distractions, and he has great respect for Pep Guardiola. So Southampton can be pleased, and their attention must now surely turn to the Championship, as they are eyeing automatic promotion. Don't forget, they were relegated from the Premier League last season. This could be the chance for them to go straight back up.
Yes, and a big game for Southampton in midweek, Nicholas, in the Championship. They will take on Ipswich Town, which is their game in hand, which should have been played when they played previously in the FA Cup at the start of the year. But if they were to go on and beat Ipswich, Nicholas, with the way Ipswich are being played at the moment, they have to say whoever wins that game, obviously we can't count out other teams up near the top of the Championship, we'd have to say whoever wins that game between Southampton and Ipswich could be in pole position to get that second automatic promotion place, wouldn't you?
Yes, it certainly would. And as you mentioned, with the EFL drawing to a close next weekend, everything concerning that vital spot in the Championship is all to play for.
Yes, they play Southampton play Ipswich in midweek on Tuesday evening. So we'll keep you across that next time we're live or via our social media platforms, which you can follow us on X, the Commentary Live one, and we'll keep you updated with the race for the automatic promotion spot in the Championship. But Nick, just let's turn our attention away from the Championship, away from the Premier League, away from the FA Cup, and let's talk about a story which saw two teams go battle it out. Both had over 100 points. Both have got over 100 points. In the 95th minute, you would have thought it was going to be Rochdale getting promoted to the Football League, but only for a pitch invasion from their fans stopped them from doing that, because time was added on for that, and York City in the 13th minute of stoppage time got the equalising goal to get promoted to the Football League. Talk about dramatic football. Everyone thinks the Premier League is dramatic, but nothing's quite dramatic. But other than the National League, Nicholas, what a story that is. Both teams, and only one is guaranteed to be in the Football League, which is York, who are already there. Rochdale, who also got over 100 points, may not even get to the Football League, Nicholas. What a story that would be if they didn't get there.
Well, for York, their promotion is well deserved. Back in the Football League, back in the EFL for the first time in 10 years. They had, of course, when they were relegated, they were going through such hard times, both on the pitch and also financially as well. They built a new stadium. Bootham Crescent is now gone, but I've seen pictures of the LNER Community Stadium, and it looks absolutely fantastic. Should be a great addition to the EFL next season.
Yes, and obviously there weren't as many fans could get tickets to be to the Crown Oil Arena to see the game between Rochdale and York this afternoon. So over 4,000 York fans, Nicholas, crammed into the LNER Community Stadium this afternoon and watched it on big screens in the stadium, and there were massive displays there. And I've seen videos from the team bus on the way back from Rochdale today. They're in Parton Road. Imagine what the fans are going to be like going into the night, partying long into the night, celebrating their promotion back to the Football League. What a story. Everyone would have thought. Everyone's saying it, because I don't know what your opinion is on this, but we'll try very briefly, because the Arsenal game's almost over. Still 1-0 to Arsenal. Their game against Newcastle, by the way, guys. We're going to stay until the conclusion of that game. But do you know what your thoughts is on this, Nicholas? Where some people are saying, instead of just being one automatic promotion spot and then one playoff winner, it should be two automatically promoted and another one via the playoffs from the National League. What do you say about that, Nicholas? Do you think that could be a fairer way to stop a scenario like this happening again with York and Rochdale?
Well, this is the first. I've only been hearing about this for the past couple of days, so this is fairly new to me. I don't know. I don't have an opinion on this yet. But going forwards, this is something that could work. Although, and as far as I'm aware, this has been brought up with and as far as I'm aware, this is likely to be brought up with the FA, the Premier League, and the EFL sometime soon, presumably within the next couple of weeks. So
yes, you would imagine so, Nicholas. Yes, you'd imagine so. Probably next couple of weeks or so. Or you would probably think towards by the end of May, ready for the start of next season, potentially for it to come in, or maybe not next season, maybe the season after, for it to come into fruition. We'll have to wait and see when that does come into fruition. Nicholas, I just want to say big thank you again for your time today and coverage and excellent commentary as always, Nicholas. You always do a great job, whether it's live or recorded commentaries. You always do a great job. So congratulations on a great commentary this afternoon, and congratulations to Southampton, both City. Got a job done in the end, Nick. And can you see, at the moment, Nick, can you see anyone stopping Manchester City from winning this competition, in your opinion?
It depends, really. I think if Pep Guardiola just keeps on going the way he is, then I don't see either Chelsea or Leeds being able to pose a challenge, particularly with what's been going on with managerial changes at Chelsea recently. As for Leeds, they're a bit more consistent. But I have to say against Manchester City, no chance.
Yes, and probably Leeds won them close in both games this season. Manchester just now lost at Ellen Road 1-0, lost to a last-minute goal down at the Etihad 3-2 after being 2-0 down at half-time, fall back to 2-2, where we're losing the top due to Phil Foden goal. But we never wait. We have to wait and see, Nicholas, see how things pan out. But the full-time score in our match finished Manchester City 2, Southampton 1. Result is in from the Premier League as well on the league table this evening, but we can bring you the Premier League results in full just before we do leave you tonight. From Friday finished Sunderland 0, Nottingham Forest 5. Saturday afternoon finished Fulham 1, Aston Villa 0, Liverpool 3, Crystal Palace 1, West Ham United 2, Everton 1, Wolverhampton Wanderers 0, Spurs 1, Arsenal 1, Newcastle 0. Monday Night Football sees Manchester United take on Brentford in the Premier League. So thank you very much for listening today. Just a reminder, our next live offering is the other FA Cup semi-final taking place at Wembley Stadium. It is Chelsea against Leeds United. Kick-off is at 3 o'clock. On air from 2:50, join Alex Peters for all the match in the FA Cup for the second semi-final, for the right to play Manchester City in the final. From myself, Russ Vernon, from Nicholas Jones, and the rest of the team here at the commentary hub, we'd like to thank you all for listening today. Please make sure you click a like on the stream. Please click the notification bell as well when you subscribe. Please subscribe as well, and make sure you stay tuned to us here on the commentary as we leave you tonight with the final score in the FA Cup semi-final. Manchester City 2, Southampton 1. Thank you very much for listening, guys, and we will see you again tomorrow afternoon from 2:50. I'll be at the Wembley Stadium in the attendance in the Leeds United end for Chelsea against Leeds. We have Alex Peters on commentary, Nicholas Jones doing the producing for that game tomorrow. Who will join Man City in the final? Join us tomorrow to find out. All the team here is good night.